Okay. Okay. I think we are live now. So let me see. Just want to share the link around a bit. God, I cannot type. So let's go to. Let's see if I can post from Instagram on desktop because I know you can post. I don't think you can post to your story. Excuse me. Okay. Let's see where else I can post. I have to do everything on my phone. Okay, good. Okay, cool. I don't know how technology works. There's no one here anyway, so. Oh wait, I'm an idiot. And I want to put a link. Haha. I'm advanced, you see. Blink. And then maybe do it on X. I don't. I don't use X, but hey, I'll do it. Hope I sound okay. But whatever. We'll get. I can't type. Oh my god. And I wrote Guna. Gonna be drawing into. Oh my god. I gotta delete that. I can't type for shit. Oh my god. Does anyone even use? Oh my god. Drawing. And oh my god. I'm gonna blame this all on. Oh my god. On X being broken because it took me so many tries to type that and it really shouldn't have. Anyways, should I post should I post it on LinkedIn too? Like, is that a bridge too far to post post that I'll be live. Fuck it, why not? Let LinkedIn know. Let's see. LinkedIn might be worse than X in terms of posting things. Maybe drawing and talking. It's just what I posted on all my socials. Okay. Alright, let's actually get into it now. I should put some music on, huh? Let's see if we can get any royalty-free music going. Free background music. Let's see what we got. Anything good? Ooh, lo-fi summer vibes. See, that sounds nice. Let's see. Is that too loud? Okay. Alright. That's what we got going. So what are we doing now? Okay. I'm just gonna be working on thickening my outlines on this one piece that I've been working on for a while now. I don't think I'm gonna do anything to the shirt because it's black. So just gonna be thickening outlines around there. So yeah, I felt like today's my day off. So I wanted to go live. Because on my days off, I get to just do whatever I feel like doing. And really I just want to work on this picture. But other than that, I also wanted to talk to people. Hopefully people show up. So I don't know, but hopefully. Why did is my live over? What happened? People still see me? What's going on? Hold on. It didn't end my stream, but it ended in like... I just want to make sure that I'm still live. Okay, good. That freaked me out. Okay. That was weird. Okay. Keep this tab open just in case. Because that did freak me out. Alright. Let's keep going. Space. So recently, I fell back in love with this inking style that I actually did in high school, where like I would thicken the outlines at like a certain point, but then I would taper the edges. Basically, when I go over like a curve, kind of like there's like a slight curve right here, I'll thicken that outline and then like taper out. That's basically like there's a curve slightly right here. So what I'll do, and it just like is a nice little touch. Like technically, like if I zoom out, you'll see that I've already like inked everything. Everything's inked here, but then I add that, and it adds just a little more. It's a little more exciting. I don't know if it makes it more dynamic or anything, but I really like how it looks, personally. So, I've started implementing that in my art. I almost didn't with this piece because I wanted it to be more anime looking. But then when I started playing around with it, I was like, no, this just looks cooler. I've been kind of like been trying to explore more my personal style, because I kind of got lost in like trying to what's the word, in trying to mimic other styles of like current shows and stuff, because that's what they say you should do if you're trying to get on a show, you know, is mimic the styles of what studios currently have on air. So I kind of got lost in that, and I wanted to start revisiting my own style, which has been fun, but also really challenging, because like part of me feels like I'm not supposed to be doing that I'm just supposed to be focusing on getting work. But if I'm being honest with myself, not many places are looking for artists right now because of I don't know if you guys have heard about a certain strike going on right now, but anyways. But also it's important in a portfolio to have stuff of your own style. Especially if the goal is to eventually just be like a lead character designer on a show. Like, you get scouted out for like your style. So I've been just trying to work and figure out what that is. And I remembered I would always do this in high school, this like thickening and tapering of the outlines. Not that I invented this, but this was like something I did for a really long time, specifically in my art. So I wanted to revisit that. I'm trying to see if there was a part of her that I didn't. Okay, we can move on. Before starting the stream, my fiance said that this character looks like she's gearing up to be Hokage, and I did go very anime with her design, I feel like. With like the big stupid, but that's how I picture this character. Like, I don't really have a rhyme or reason. Like, sometimes I draw a character and my fiance would be like, oh, what's her story? And I'm like, I don't know, really. I just knew that this is what she looked like. Over time, she'll tell me what her story is. In fact, in like the story that I had for these characters, I had her kind of turning on everyone. The idea I had for them, for these characters, is that that this pop punk band gets superpowers somehow. And, like, they all decide, oh, we're going to be heroes or something and fight crime. But she, the one I'm doing, like, ink work on right now, goes another way. Because a while ago, we tried watching Static Shock. I say tried because we kind of fell off after, like, 2 episodes. But we've been watching, we have a lot of stuff that we're watching right now. I do want to revisit Static Shock at some point. But I like the idea with Static Shock, because I didn't take this in as a kid, because I was just a little kid. I was watching it because it was a cartoon. I like the idea that they all get hit with, like, I forget what it is, but basically everyone gets powers. And you know, um, one of them being Static Shock, and he decides he's going to be a superhero with his powers. But then everyone else who got hit with the blast decided they were going to be villains, which I thought was a very neat concept, because I'm like, realistically, that probably would happen. Like, not everyone who gets blessed with, like, superpowers would become a superhero, I feel like. Like, certain people would be like, I'm going to exploit this. I can get anything I want now because I have these powers. Who's going to stop me? The cops? Like, they can't handle my powers. So I kind of like the idea that this tight-knit group of friends are like, oh my god, we're going to be superheroes, and one of them just strays away from the group. And I always thought it would be her. Which I don't know all their names yet. The main girl in the middle, like, let me get out of here for a second. So the names I have, main girl in the middle, let me get their color then. This is Jackie, the blonde girl. Then my fiance thought Camilla for the girl in the back, which I think is nice. I think that fits her. And then this is Zeke. Her I don't know. For some reason I thought the name Rufus would be a good name. I don't know why. Like, it's not particularly feminine. In fact, I don't think Rufus is a feminine name, but I like it for this character. And also, like, what is feminine? Like, I'm so sick of this, like, discussion, honestly. I just wanted to make sure that the stream was still going, because it does do this thing where it looks like, to me, it's not going. So Rufus is probably not a good name, but it's her name for now until I can think of something. But I really like it just because of, I don't know, it's just weird. But yeah, I had this whole idea that, like, if I had a show or whatever, this is how I think in terms of, like, if I had my own show. This is why I could never be a showrunner, because I don't even think far enough ahead of, like, okay, but, like, how far do you see the show going, all this stuff. I don't do that. I just think of, like, the cool fun things you could do with your own show. So, like, the thing I was thinking of is, like, oh, for fight scenes, we would get, like, too many zoos to do music for the fight scenes, because that would be really cool, and just get, like, a bunch of, like, pop punk, emo, whatever, like, people to do music for the show. That's all I'm thinking about, is, like, oh, what did I do? I did a weird thing. Okay. That's all I think about, is, like, oh, who could we get to, like, do music? Who could we get to, like, do voices? I don't think about the long-term thing of, like, you're making a show. I just think about all the cool things you could probably maybe do. So that's why I couldn't be a showrunner. But regardless, it's fun to dream, isn't it? But yeah, so you see, like, where these little curves, and then I taper out. That's basically, like, and then here there's this curve here, right? So what I'll do for that is I start thin, and then where it's, and then I taper out. See? So that's kind of like, and sometimes I don't follow this rule. Like for this down here, I'm just gonna do like a thick taper out, like that. No. I'm working on this piece for a while, and it normally wouldn't take me this long to do a piece like this, but I have my part-time job. And yeah, I've been trying to really work on my work-life balance. I feel like because I'm not working in a studio or in a creative field right now, I get this intense guilt when I'm not working, right, on like my craft and stuff. Like today's my day off, and it's still my day off. Okay. I don't know what happened. Oh, I hit the clone stamp by accident, I guess. But what I wanted to do is go live, maybe talk to people while I'm drawing, because I did want to work on this piece. So like work-life balance, I've been implementing days off and date days. So there are 2 days a week where one is my day off, where I don't have to do anything. I go at my own pace. I just do what I want to do. And then there's a date day, which is kind of similar vein, but me and my fiance will do like a date, literally. That's literally what it is. It's pretty self-explanatory. And then all the other days of the week are work days, because typically that's how I get scheduled anyway. So a lot of the time I work 4-hour shifts typically. So half of the day I'm working on portfolio stuff, maybe applying to things like that. Then I go to my part-time job. So I work like a full like 8-hour type of shift deal. That's like kind of how I try to do it. So while I am technically working on like, this isn't really a portfolio piece. This is kind of like, this is actually kind of a reward piece of art after finishing my portfolio for the Nick Artist program. I was like, I'm going to relax a little bit from turnarounds and things like that and just do a piece for myself. And this is what I wanted to do. So even though it's my day off, I asked myself, okay, what do you want to do today? Because that's all that matters on my days off. And I'm like, I want to work on that piece, but I want to make it a little more fun. So I decided to stream. Hi there, you. And I might draw something after this if I end up finishing it. We'll see. Let's see. Oh, I can zoom out for you so you can see. Let me put the color on. It's this imaginary like pop punk band called Silent Banshee. And sometimes when I listen to music, I imagine these guys are performing the songs. And so I wanted to draw them. And I had this whole like backstory of like that they get superpowers and all of them decide to become superheroes, except for one of them ends up becoming a villain, because I like the idea of like being blessed with powers, and then like not everyone decides to do good with them, if you will. So yeah, it's Jackie in the middle, Camilla in the back, Zeke in the lower left, and then working name for the girl on the right is Rufus. But yeah, so I have it all inked, but I'm going in and like adding the little flourish, like as you can see when I do that. Well, I was talking earlier that like the time I saw it was like Jesse and I tried watching Static Shock. And I say try, but I'll probably want to revisit it at some point. It's just we have a couple shows in rotation right now that we're watching. But I don't think he really cares about Static Shock, so I might go back and just watch it myself. But in Static Shock, like the first episode, they get hit with like, you know, like a blast of something. I forget. It's been a while. And basically, Virgil, he decides that he's going to be a superhero and become Static Shock. But the other guys who got hit decide to become villains with their newfound powers. So I always liked that idea. Because realistically, that is what would happen. Is not everyone would use their powers for good if they got them. Not everyone has a Uncle Ben that dies and is like, you gotta be responsible. Or what is it? Great power comes great responsibility. Not everyone has Uncle Ben die to tell him to do that. You see this curve of the elbow, I would go and thicken that up and then taper out. And then even here I'll taper it as well. There's like rhyme and reason of this like little inking style that I do. I just am not good at explaining things at all. I feel like the great artists or animators and stuff, when they talk about how they do things, they are so good at articulating what they're saying. And I'm like, look, man, just watch me do it. Like, it's a thing. I just don't know how to really explain it. Don't look at my zippers, by the way. Just don't look at my zippers. Look at the zipper. Don't do that. Well, it's kind of like when I learned how to like drive a car, and like especially parallel parking. A lot of the time my mom, like, she wasn't very helpful. She just said, look, you just have to, like, I don't know how to explain it. You just have to feel it, you know, like you'll when you're easing into the spot, like, I don't know how else to explain it. It's like very cool. Very cool. This is so hard. Like, okay, the best way I can describe it is this is a perfect example. So like the curves are where I thicken the line and then I taper out. That's how I do it. So like you thicken this part out because it bumps out a little bit. Hold on, I colored that in really shittily. And then at this other curve, you do it again. Ah, that's too much. Overshot it. And then you taper out. I don't know. I think it's fun. I think it makes it look a little more dynamic. It's very fun. And yeah, exactly. Like, I've never had to explain this method of like inking before, and then when I feel like I have to, I don't know how the hell to describe it. That one might have not worked as well, but okay, well that's good. Then again, if I'm being honest, if you watch a lot of these like pro animators, or not to diss them or anything, but like I think a lot of them like to hear themselves talk. So they'll just go on and on about their quote unquote methods, and it's like, we get it. We got it like 10 minutes ago when you started explaining it. But they will just go on and on. Yeah, no. Freaking nose ring, man. Oh my god. Like, it's so embarrassing that a jump to recipe button exists. Like, that's like taking an L. It's like, look, I know you don't care about my grandma and the Sundays we would spend together on the countryside. Just skip to the bottom and learn how to make my cornbread. It's fine. It's like, why even put, like, your whole backstory if you know for a fact people are just going to hit jump to recipe? If you know yourself that you're putting a jump to recipe button on your thing, like, don't even post the story in the first place. I don't understand. It's like those posts like that would go around on Facebook. It's like, scroll down if you don't care. Okay, yeah, I'm scrolling. Bye. Don't humanize the casserole. Don't do that. I'm gonna eat it. What, I want to feel bad now for eating the casserole? That is, yeah. But it's an automatic skip. You know where I've been getting a lot of recipes from recently, actually? On my weight loss account, like, because it knows that, like, it's a weight loss account, like, Instagram. I get a lot of recipes. And you know something I've learned from getting recipes from there? Everyone thinks they've invented garlic Parmesan chicken to some capacity. Everyone's like, you are gonna love this garlic Parmesan. It's like, there are so many people making garlic Parmesan chicken and acting as if they invented it. It's insane. Like that's the most common recipe I'll get that I see is like, you haven't lived until you tried this garlic Parmesan chicken, and like you'll keep scrolling and it's the same. It's garlic Parmesan chicken, garlic Parmesan chicken. I'm like, y'all know you didn't like invent this, right? Like, and it's not like a weight loss like, I don't know why it's treated as like, this is how you're gonna lose weight is by eating this garlic It's like, it so easily will get unhealthy. There's Parmesan cheese in it. Like, I just find it really funny that like that's like the recipe. It's like, I guess because there's a stigma that like food for weight loss doesn't taste very good. It's like, well, no shit, this one tastes the best. It's garlic and Parmesan. What are you talking about? Those two were made for each other. Like, of course it's gonna taste good. Of course it's gonna be the tastiest weight loss recipe. I don't know. I find it very funny. It's just weird that that is like the trend for like chicken recipes. But I will say, it's like a golden age for like healthy food, because I don't know, when I was like in middle school trying to lose weight, like people did not know how to make sugar-free things or like 100 cal taste good. It just it was crap. So now they've like figured it out, and like that should kind of be low-key bussin', not gonna lie. Like, sugar-free candy now is insane. Oh my god, that reminds me of a TikTok where this girl's talking about like her 3-ingredient vegan chocolate chip cookies. And it's like obviously satire, but like she keeps saying like, and this is because like the 3 ingredients is like, how the hell do you make chocolate chip cookies with just 3 ingredients? And like she keeps saying like, and this is totally optional, but I like to add baking soda to my, it's like baking soda is not optional when you're making cookies. But that's what's so funny about it. So she just says, and this is totally optional, but I like to add butter to my cookies. It's like, Coke Zero is actually good. I thought I wouldn't like it. Like, in fact, I have a case of, like, Coke Zero in the trunk of my car that I was supposed to give Bailey, and high key I've been drinking. I don't think I'm gonna give it back. No, the zero sugar stuff, like, actually blows my mind. Because back in the day, like, it did not taste good. And now I'm like, oh, if I had to replace Sprite with this, I wouldn't be upset about it. I would not be upset about it. Because I think I got, like, zero sugar, like, 7-Up when me and Jesse went to the beach the other week. And I'm like, I could drink this forever. I wouldn't feel like I'm missing out on soda. Because this it tastes exactly the same. I don't know. Maybe I don't have a very good palate for that kind of thing. No, I think they've perfected, like, sugar-free stuff. We're, like, in the golden age of, like, sugar-free things actually tasting good. There are some, like, I still hear that there's, like, vegetarian stuff where, like, they still haven't figured it out. Like, I forget if, like, vegan cheese is there yet. I don't know if it is. I feel like that's the one I hear, like, oh yeah, they haven't figured out cheese yet. But give it a couple years, they'll figure it out. What happened? Okay. But, like, no, definitely. No, like, when I visited, I'm kind of upset, but I visited Jersey not too long ago. And my brother, of all people, was like, I gotta take you guys to this vegan burger place. I'm like, vegan burger? He's like, oh yeah, it's so good. I'm like, okay, damn, I'm down. Well, that's what I'm wondering too, Montana. You bring up a point of, like, there might be some cheeses that, like, vegans have been able to, because of, like, the texture and also purpose, if that makes sense. Like, there might be some cheeses that are easier to replicate in a vegan style than other ones. Do you know what I'm talking about? Some cheeses are made to be melted, for instance, and I'm wondering if, like, certain melting cheeses, because, like, the fat content or whatever, like, it doesn't allow... I'm not a fucking scientist. I don't know what I'm talking about, but that sounds like a thing. So I'm wondering if Parmesan cheese would have been the easiest thing to replicate in terms of, like, if you were going to make a vegan version of it. But, I still haven't tried an Impossible Burger. I hear hit or miss things about it. Jesse's tried it. I don't think he liked it. But I would try it. But you know what? I'm like... See, okay, so I just did a dumb thing where, like, I called it just the Impossible Burger and didn't, like, I forgot that that's a name brand. That's not, like, what, it's vegan meat is what it is. But I called it Impossible because I think that caught on better than Beyond Meat did. Marketing people, it's a thing. I've heard, there's this girl I watch on YouTube. She's awesome if you want, like, Japan, like, vlogging content. Her name... Well, she had a channel called Charlotte in Japan. Now she just uses her Charmeleon account. And, you know, she does, like, lifestyle, like, Japan vlogs and stuff, and she's also vegan, or she was, but I'll talk about that. But when she was like hardcore vegan, there was like this place in Korea she went to that had like vegan food, and I don't think she ended up liking it because she's like, I used to eat chicken, and this tastes way too close in texture and taste to chicken, and it's freaking me out. And I've heard that as a common thing among vegans, that like if they get it too accurate, it's actually kind of creepy. Wait. I totally missed that. Wait a minute. The impossible meat oozes red? What is the red? What is that part? Because look, as a meat eater, I like my stuff more medium than well done because, and I know this is going to be gross because it is, but it's the truth. The blood gives it flavor. Like the blood of the meat gives it more flavor. So that's what I know that red is in meat, is blood. What is it in the fake meat though? What is that? I didn't know it did that. Is it plant blood? If you trim a plant, does it not bleed? That means I gotta start humanizing plants. They have blood now? When did we decide this? Oh my god, what is that though? Oh my god, that's weird. Why does it ooze red? Look, I'd still try it, but I'm like, what is that? You know what? At the end of the day, isn't that what matters most, is that it's tasty? Hey, listen. I eat ground meat, okay? Do I know some of the stuff that's in there that isn't meat? No. I have no room to judge. Because I still eat it. There's probably like bugs and shit in the meat that I'm eating. For all I know, the red is the least bit of... There's no issues with that. Oh my god, that makes sense. Wait, so there's a chance that if you eat a lot of... if it is beet that they're putting in there to look like blood, I guess. Which is so, like, I don't know. I feel like that's unnecessary, no? Like, isn't the whole... Like, if you're eating something that's fake meat, I assume it's because actual meat, like, gives you the ick. And I imagine part of that ick is that it was a living animal. Hence, blood is a bit of a trigger. So, like, why would you want your fake meat to also bleed? Soy, like, found in the root of soy plants. That is so interesting. Do you think they picked it on purpose because they knew it looked like blood? I mean, that's true. That's fair, Andy. Like... That's so interesting. And no, I know a lot of people have different reasons for eating. Not that it's anyone's business anyway. I know this one girl I was watching on YouTube for a while, like... She was vegan, like, for environmental purposes, which I have heard that a lot as well. And I was like, alright. That's fair. And I do eat meat, but I do tend to at least a couple times a week, I think. I do like plant-based recipes or vegan ones. I do these really good chickpea tacos. I love them. They're chickpea and cauliflower. They're so good. And then you do like a sauce where you can where you make it out of like sriracha and sour cream. But here's a hot tip. I use plain Greek yogurt instead of sour cream, and I think it tastes better. So, there you go. Chickpeas are really good. They're very versatile. You can do a lot of shit with the chickpea. The thing is, when I eat, I started replacing like things that use sour cream with Greek yogurt a while ago, because I'm like, if you, plain Greek yogurt has that sour taste that like a sour cream would, and you're also getting more protein. So, and like sour cream is just higher in calorie, and it's just like, I don't know. I'm sure that like, authentic, Mexican cuisine would scoff at me, which like I'm not trying to be authentic here. So that's fair, but cuz sour cream is good, but if I can get extra protein and it be less in calorie, why wouldn't I do that? Do they get crunchy though, Montana? Like, cause chickpeas like are so soft. So do they get crunchy when you put them in the air fryer? That I don't know, Andy. The only time I've ever used it in replacement for sour cream is like a side dish thing. I would think it would work the same as like a creme fraiche though. I don't see why it wouldn't. They're like the same texture. But don't quote me on that. I would love a chickpea in full crunch. They sell that at my work. Like chickpea like chips that like are coated in tahini. Let's see. God, Montana, if you ever host movie night again, we gotta make some of those chickpeas. I'll bring the chickpeas. And, like, we can have them while watching our little movie. Honestly, dead ass 400's like the default temperature on my air fryer at all times. Because I know that's going to give it the crunch or whatever that I want. Like, even recipes will tell me 375 for this one. I'm like, I just adjust the time and do it at 400. Then again, I have one of those, it's an air fryer Instapot Duo. And I do use the Instapot, but very rarely. I kind of, at some point, if I can, want to invest in just an air fryer that is specifically made for air frying things, because I use the air fryer a lot. Because it gets a certain crispiness that the oven just won't. And I don't want to deep fry shit. Honestly, I use the air fryer a lot considering all the pots and pans I have. Dude, you know what? Like, I've discovered, because, like, growing up, like, if we had leftovers and stuff, we'd put it all in the toaster oven and everything, and the fries were always, like, sometimes I wouldn't even touch the fries. So I'm like, I know these reheated and they're gross. The only way I'll eat reheated fries is from an air fryer. Like, that, like, breathes in, like, new life into fries. I'm convinced that there's no other way to heat up leftover fries. It's so good for fries. Actually, you're not really gonna... Let me see. Yeah, no, her top lip is... Yeah, no, I got, so... This coffee shop near me called Kafn, Kafn. They're really cool. Highly recommend if you're ever in the Glendale area. They do like themed weekends sometimes, and this week's theme was Twin Peaks. So they had a couple drinks that were like themed after stuff in the show and everything. I got a Red Room drink, which was just the lemonade with orange syrup. It was really good though. And they had, which I've never seen the show, so like, yeah, I did just post it. I never know how, like, what people, like, you know, look at my stories and stuff. So that's why I was just, like, setting up. But what I didn't show in the picture was I got a slice of cherry pie that was, it said on the sign, cherry pie that will kill you, which, again, I've never seen the show, so I don't know the reference. But, I heated that up in the air fryer after my shift. I had a closing shift yesterday, and I was like, I'm gonna come home and heat up my cherry pie in the air fryer. Oh, it crisped up the, like, crust and everything. It was so good. Although the cherry pie was a lot. It was very sweet. I'm more of an apple pie person. But yeah, Kafn's really cool. They'll do, like, themed weekends. It was really fun, like, during Mother's Day and Father's Day, they did, like, themed drinks after, like, different, like, dads and moms and, like, pop culture. There was one that was, like, a Marge Simpson, and they put, like, pea powder, like PEA powder in the drink, which, like, if you have seen any, like, skinny white girls making smoothie bowls on TikTok or Instagram, like, it makes it blue. It'll make it like a bright blue color. So that was like the Marge Simpson. On Father's Day, because I think I posted this also to my IG, I got the Homer Simpson, which was literally just like a strawberry milk. I didn't care though. It was very vibrantly pink and still good. But they'll do like coffees and stuff, like, for, like, themed weekends. I've never tried a peach pie. That actually sounds really good. I definitely like, when you get, like, those fruit cocktails, the peach pieces are always the best. I feel like peach has a certain texture. It's very satisfying. You can get those little, like, if you go to, like, I think Ralph's has them and Vaughn's, those, like, personal, like, little pies. They're usually in, like, the bread aisle. My brother is, like, obsessed with those things. Well, I think Jersey, which has ShopRite and stuff, they have a different type, and he's obsessed with those. Oh, thanks for stopping by. I'm really happy. This is what I wanted to do. I just wanted to, like, draw and talk to people. So I appreciate you stopping by. And I'll see you later, I guess. My goal is probably to finish this and then probably get lunch because it's already 2:30. I'm starting to feel a bit peckish. Oh, Montana, do you know about the... You probably do, but... Do you know about the airplane lady who kept saying that that guy was not real? And then she caused the flight to get delayed and everything? Okay, did you see that she made a statement? She apologized. But she didn't, like, explain anything either. I think she was drunk. Yeah, her. I think she was in talk because there was also they also released body cam footage from when she was taken off the plane, like when they escorted her out the airport. I think she's drunk, dude. I think she was drunk. Yeah, I mean, because you know what? Actually, I didn't even think about that. That makes a lot of sense because some people get really anxious on flights and will take like Xanax or something, which when they don't normally, they only take it when like they're in a stressful situation or something to help them relax. And for all we know, like she might have taken that and not even realized when she was drinking at the same time. She probably wasn't thinking or forgot that because like I said, some people don't take it like every day. They'll only take it when like for all we know, she's like, hey, I'm gonna be flying, and she was like at her doctor. It's like, but I get really nervous on flights. Like, oh, just take this. So she's not used to taking it. You know what I mean? That's actually a really good point. But she didn't clarify that in her statement. Because she's probably embarrassed, to be quite honest, that she made such an ass of herself, but that's neither here nor there. But, like, what a weird thing to say that guy is, like, okay, it's one thing if you are, like, having, like, a fucking, what do you call that, Final Destination vision, and you're like, this plane's gonna go down, blah, blah, blah. Okay, that's one thing, but then to say, like, this plane's gonna go down because that guy is not real? What do you mean? What are you talking about? What does that have to do with anything? That is such a crazy thing. That would be a good Halloween costume, too. Yeah, right? Like, which I don't think we still know who that is. And at this point, I wouldn't believe anyone who claims that they were the guy. Because, like, at this point, the story is so famous that anyone would just claim that they're him. You know what I mean? Just to get, like, their 15 minutes of fame or whatever. It's like, wow, so you were the guy on the plane who was accused of not being real. How have you been, man? Like going on like Alpha Podcast and stuff like that. I don't know why I assumed he'd go on Alpha Podcast. Like the way that like the security guard or whatever, or the, I guess because they had a body cam, it was probably a cop escorting her on the plane. Like the way he's talking to her, like I think they definitely thought she was intoxicated. Like, you know, he has that way of speaking of like, she's saying like ludicrous shit and they're like, okay, yeah, alright. just to like not escalate it any further. It's dead silent after. Well, I mean, his silence is so loud. That's such a weird thing. That whole airplane thing was such a weird situation. Sometimes, honestly, silence does speak way louder. Like, you've seen the clip of Miss Jackson in that People's Court thing, where she's like, when's the last time you were intimate with Miss Jackson? And the guy's like, this morning. And then the judge looks at Miss Jackson, who's making this face like, She's like, Miss Jackson! And she doesn't say anything. It's like, you're literally in court. I don't know why they were in court, if she was suing him or something, but like, Miss Jackson, you can't like sleep with the defendant if you're trying to like make him look guilty. That's so funny. By the way, I have to check with Jesse if he'd want to go to that screening of that Tommy Wiseau movie, because I have off that day, and I'm like, and a coworker yesterday asked me if I could take her shift 2 to 6, and I told her like, I'm trying to see if people want to go to the beach that day, and she's like, okay, I'll just ask another coworker. I'm like, okay. I felt a little bad, but I'm like, I'm not obliged to take your shift just because you asked me. But also like, that would be interesting to go to the screening. But I want to go if other people are down. We haven't done anything as a group in a long time except our movie nights. Last time we did something in a group, I think, was the Mario movie, and not everyone was there anyway. Actually, to be fair though, if it was literally just me and you, I'd still want to go. So I'll see if Jesse wants to go, and if he doesn't, then I'm down. And I will get my damn ticket. Damn it. It'll be in celebration of my little brother's birthday. Is it like an actual... So, do we pick our seats? Or is it like a first come, first serve type deal, like back in the old days? Because I've never been to this theater either. I don't know how it works. It is what... Yes. It is what he'd want. Okay, well, the screening's at 10:30, so we gotta get there at 7 and camp outside. No, I think we'll be fine, no matter what. No, I haven't. I probably should. In fact, you know what? Maybe tonight we watch the trailer with whoever else is coming. And then maybe that'll get more people to want to go. Because when you told me that he was going to, like, just by the movie, I was already like, I'm going to see this. Like, but then you told me he was going to be there, and I'm like, well, how can I pass that up now? I mean, he's gotten such a reputation over the years. I feel like that's the thing. That, like, a lot of people are going to... Like, is it sold out by now? Like, that's actually my thought right now. Is you told me about this 2 days ago or something. And I'm like, there's no way it's not sold out. It is! No, for real. For people especially like us, who like garbage movies. Like, those are the people who are going to be congregating more than anything. Oh my god. Can you imagine if it's like a flight where they overbook the flight and they're like, we get there. They're like, I'm sorry, you're gonna be put on the wait list now. So we don't get to pick our. It's basically like a concert. Well, it's like general. What do you call it? Standing room. We just like get a ticket and then we show up and we just find a place to sit. I'm assuming. I will sit on a stranger. Okay. I think we're good. Now I just gotta pick like a background color. I might actually just do the background color that they have on Spotify for like this pop punk playlist I listen to. It's literally like a bright yellow. Okay. But then her hair gets kind of lost. That's very pop punk, ain't it? Oh no, her belt. I've been exposed. I did not color the white of her belt. Okay, we need to do that. Part of me just wants to like do a layer underneath instead of just intricately. I've been using my favorite tool ever invented lately to color in stuff. Just the lasso tool, so I can just select big areas. Oh no, wait. Oh, we stand the lasso tool 100%. Let me see now. Okay, much better. I don't know if I want to do that yellow because she's blonde. You know what? I also want to add a gradient to her hair. Let's see. Yeah, I thought so. Okay. Who else? Just her hair. Okay. How do I want to gradient your hair, darling? It's a darker red. Right? Part of me wants to torture myself. And, do I do her darker on top? Wait a minute. Actually, that kind of looks cool if I want it darker. Yeah, I like that. Oh, but she matches the girl in the back a little too much. What if I did... I'm just playing around right now. That looks silly. Let's try the other way. No. Oh my god, you're so right. Do I do anything to her hair? Maybe she doesn't have a gradient. Leave her hair. Part of me wants to... Did I even finish that thought? Part of me wants to torture myself and do, like, a really trippy, like, grid, like a checkerboard pattern, like, thing. But, like, what I have in mind is, like... Hide all this. Doing a thing like an optical illusion type thing. Like, this is just a... Where, like, you know, like the checkers would be like this. You know what I'm saying? And then we can do, like, just straight here. You know what I'm talking about? Something, like, trippy like that. I'm very tempted to do something like that. Oh, I kind of want to do that. That's going to be really boring to watch, though. I think I'm going to end up doing that. Oh, even my color looks pretty cool. Because I was so ready to just call it done. But I was like, oh, no, I just got a better idea. So I'm just going to do that. Okay, let me think. I need to take a swig, first of all. I hope that wasn't too loud. My water is behind my microphone. Okay. What is this? Oh, that was just my sketch. I'm so crazy. I do 2 sketch layers. Look at that. Okay. Part of me is like... Should I just... Would you go away? But I hid you. I'm wondering if I just do a regular grid and then I warp it. You know what I mean? I might just do that because I've been playing with that tool lately. The warp tool. So like just fucking... Because I want to get better at that tool. It's a transform tool. So like you go to transform, they have a I forget if it's perspective. I think it's warp is the one that I use to do this. But if it doesn't look nice, I'll just use it as a guide layer and just draw on top rather than use it as like the final thing. I'm just experimenting with it. Okay. Get a little squished on me. And I'm sure there's even an easier way to do what I'm doing right now, but... This is kind of fun. So... Let me do a guide layer underneath for what I want to accomplish. So like... Kind of what I had before, and for some reason did not just save. Oh wait, I'm an idiot. Haha! We're gonna use vertical. Let's do it. Yeah, buddy. Oh, the vertical needs to be smudged over a little bit. Here's a little hack for you. The vertical drawing thing that I'm using right now, the reflection thing, That's how I do my character turns facing front. That's how I do it, is I use this. So it just reflects what I drew. Why doesn't it? I thought this was perfectly... Guess it's not. Okay, that works for me. Yeah, something like that. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. Baby. Oh, this is gonna be very freaking cool. Okay. Okay, like this. Alright. Let's move you down a little bit. Now let's see if I remember how to do this, which is barely in the first place. Okay. Up. Hey, hey. Hell yeah, that is what I'm talking about. Shit. Get it! That's pretty good. And you know what I can do because I'm a bastard? Bada boom, bada boom boom. Is it horizontal? No. I forgot my verticals from my horizontals. Boom! Save us the work. Because who needs to do all that again? I know it's not perfectly aligned. In fact, it's very not aligned. I need to fix this one. Mega hacks, baby. We're all about the mega hacks. Ah! Okay. No! Why are they... Stop it. I only want this one selected. I'm gonna lock you up, boy. Okay, we'll just edit this one a little bit. Guess we'll still use the warp. That's what I'm talking about, guys. Come on. Yes. Major ups right now. Hell yeah. Oh, this one. Wait, actually, hold on. There was a weird thing happening. Gotta fix that again. What are you doing? Get out of there. Okay. Thank you for joining the stream. You know what? I might just end the stream anyway, just because, like, I'm starting to lose steam and I think I need to eat something. But I'll definitely post the results of this. I'm actually really excited now that I'm doing it this way. So thank you for joining the stream. I'll see you. I don't know if you're going to movie night, but I'll see you when I see you. All right. too. Alright. I'm going to end the stream now. We're going for an hour and something like that. Okay, bye bye.